We got fire showing on the outside of the structure. Give us better size up in the moment.
Hello, in this video I will go over the VeeSim control panel. I will focus on the simulator settings used to configure VeeSim. The first setting is the zones or levels menu. This setting allows you to set the naming convention the same as the EWIS installed in your building. The next setting, total number of levels or zones, allows you to configure the simulator to the number of levels or zones required for the next simulation. The license you have purchased will set the maximum number of levels you can configure. The minimum setting is 3 levels or zones. Next is the number of active whip phones per level or zone. This should also be set to represent your building. Time between cascading evacuation steps can be set from 30 seconds to 300 seconds or 5 minutes. For realistic training, this should be set to the same cascade time used in your building. Number of levels or zones in each cascade allows you to configure the simulator to simulate your building's cascade sequence. The default is 2 up and 1 down, but this should be changed to simulate the cascade sequence in your building. Maximum number of peeps per whip is the number of peeps each fire warden may report when calling to report the level or zone is cleared, and the number of peeps they have waiting for assistance. This setting has a maximum number of 5 and a minimum of 0, but this field is randomized, so even if you select 0, you may still have peeps reported. The display peeps count during simulation setting allows you to switch on the peeps reporting function that is shown at the right hand side of the simulation screen. When a fire warden reports the number of peeps, the number reported, that's 0 to 5, will be shown to the right of that level or zone once the fire warden hangs up the call. Setting this field to yes allows trainees to see the number of peeps reported as the floors are cleared and makes initial training easier and more understandable for the trainee. When performing a test simulation, this field should be set to no. The percentage of whips with peeps setting allows the simulator to vary the number of whips where peeps will be reported. Note this function is randomized, therefore a minimum setting may still produce a small number of whips with peeps, and a maximum setting will most likely not result in all whips reporting peeps. The percentage of fire warden miscellaneous calls allows the simulator to produce calls from floors where the fire wardens will ask a range of questions that need to be answered but will hamper the trainee's ability to efficiently handle relevant calls from the fire wardens. As with the percentage of whips with peeps, this function is randomized, therefore results will vary. The percentage of fire wardens failing to advise peeps setting allows you to vary the number of fire wardens who do not report the number of peeps when they call to report the zone is evacuated. The trainee must call the whip phone back immediately to obtain the information from the fire warden, or the fire warden will have left the floor. The volume level sets the overall simulator volume for all alert sounds, ringtones, and fire warden reporting. The select LED color allows the simulator to show different LED colors simulating your EWIS. This can also be used to make the simulator easier to use, as displaying the red LEDs installed on an EWIS system can be slightly different on the simulator. The computer controls section allows you to choose where the sounds from the system are reproduced on your computer. As all computers are slightly different, you will need to experiment with these if you have a telephone and PA handset plugged in. When you begin training staff, we recommend that you configure VeeSim with only half your VeeSim license zones and 1 whip active. Once staff are competent at this level, increase the number of active whips and zones incrementally until staff can successfully complete a simulation with all appropriate zones and whips active. If required, we recommend trainees achieve competency with multiple whip phones per zone before increasing the total number of zones in the simulation. For example, with a 20 zone license, start trainees on 10 zones with 1 active whip. Once competent at this level, set the active whips at 2. Again, once competent, set the active whips to 3. Once competent with 3 whips, raise zones to 15, then 20. To ensure building evacuation compliance, we recommend that all relevant staff complete VeeSim refresher training once every 2 to 3 months.
Evacuate as directed.
evacuate as directed.